video, we're going to talk about what it looks like when inequalities actually have no solutions. So let's look at a few examples and talk about them. This first example here. Anytime you see an inequality, you always want to approach it by solving for the variable, getting the variable by itself. And so what we want to do that is we want to get all the variable terms on one side and all the numbers, the constant terms, on the other side. So I'm going to first get all of the variables on the left-hand side. And to do that, I'm going to subtract 8n from both sides. But notice what happens here. The 8n will cancel on the right-hand side and the left-hand side. So we're left with 2 is less than or equal to negative 9. This is where we run into a situation where we might have no solutions. And let's actually think about what this means. 2 is less than or equal to negative 9. We have to ask ourselves, is this always true or is it never true? In this case, this is a false statement. 2 is never less than or equal to negative 9. It's larger than negative 9. So that gives us no solutions to this inequality. So anytime you end up with an inequality statement, you have no variables left over, and it's a false inequality statement, so in this case it doesn't make sense, it's not true, that's when you have no solutions to your inequality. Let's look at another example. In this case, I want to start by combining like terms. Anytime you can do that, that's probably one of the first things you want to do. So I'm going to combine 2x and x together. When we do that, we get a 3x, and the minus 7 just carries down. Everything on the left-hand side stays the same, because all we did was combine the 2x and the x together. Now we want to get all the variable terms on one side and all the constant terms on the other. So again, I'm going to subtract that 3x from both sides, and you'll notice it cancels out on the left and the right, leaving us with negative 5 is less than or equal to negative 7. Now we have to ask ourselves, is this inequality true? In this case, it's not, because when we're dealing with negatives, the smaller the actual number, the larger it is. So negative 5 is actually not less than or equal to negative 7. So this is a false inequality, which means we have no solution to this inequality statement here. And that's how we see inequalities with no solutions. If you end up with an inequality statement that's not true, it means that inequality doesn't have any solutions.